I'm sure you have appetite for one more video on the Patricia Mashale, Shadrack Sibiya versus Patricia Mashale video, right? Because you already know this one is going to be interesting. Paragraph 53. I'm not even going to bore you with an intro. Paragraph 53. This is the judge, okay? I conclude that the applicant has not proven the requisites for a final interdict. Firstly, although he has a right to protect his dignity and reputation, I am not satisfied that the applicant has suffered and will continue to suffer ongoing reputational harm if the interdict is refused and the rule discharged. He has not proven the second requirement to a final interdict, to wit, an injury actually committed and or reasonably apprehended. The applicant has an alternative remedy. He can always issue summons to prove defamation and claim damages. The third requirement has not been met. Then the court, of course, cites case law, EFF versus Emmanuel, with the High Court's finding. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to get to the interesting part. We're jumping over to paragraph 55. It reads, even if I was prepared to find that the applicant had proved the three requirements for a final interdict, which is not the case, I still would have refused to exercise my limited discretion against him. I have reason to believe that further evidence will eventually be procured if the dispute goes on trial, which may have an important effect on the outcome of the case. Paragraph 56. The requirements that the respondent, aka Patricia Mashale, be directed to publish an apology and a retraction. Having concluded that the applicant is not entitled to a final interdict, there is no reason to consider his request that the respondent be directed to publish an apology. I merely wish to record that even if I was prepared to grant declaratory and mandatory relief, I would have refused such a request. Okay, so even if Shadrack Sibiya had won this defamatory case, the judge was still going to refuse to have Patricia Mashale write an apology and a retraction. Very interesting steps, Judge. Okay. I would have refused such a request. An entitlement. Guys, the word entitlement is big. An entitlement to an apology forms part of and is inextricably tied up with damages. Motion proceedings are not suited to prosecute such claims as clearly indicated in EFF versus Manual and other judgments referred to above. Paragraph 57. The general rule is that costs should follow the event. There is no reason to depart from the rule, Mr. Shadrack Sibiya. I shouldn't laugh. But this judge, he has a sense of humor, okay? You can just see it jumping up and down from these papers. The respondent, as the successful litigant, is entitled to her costs of opposing the application. And here's the order, ladies and gentlemen. The Rule Nisi issued on the 11th of November 2024, extended from time to time, is discharged with costs inclusive of the costs of the respondent's counsel on Scale B. Oh my goodness. Somebody give us the Scale B. Somebody tell us how much this legal counsel is receiving from Shadrack Sibiya. Well, it's going to come out of the SAP/fund. But anyway, it doesn't matter, right? Money is money. And it is coming in the direction of Patricia Mashale's counsel. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize, the sound quality is about to be different. This is because my mic has just died and I need to charge it, but I want to finish my line of thought and not wait for the mic to charge. This is why I need your support as channel members, because all the funds I receive from channel memberships, I am dedicating it to enhancing my equipment, growing my studio, and with that, I appreciate you. So as I was saying, money is money, right? It doesn't matter where it's coming from, a SAP/fund or not. I mean, in another video on my other channel, make sure you go catch it. Kwanazi received money from one of the biggest Twitter accounts that raised funds for him, and it's not a positive Twitter account, I would say. So it was quite interesting to see how Kwanazi was going to align himself with that account. But anyway, so he has agreed, followed the instructions of Backer Buddy, accepted the funds. To find out what he does with the funds, go check out the video on my other channel. Catch up on that. You will be, if you were not already impressed with Kwanazi, if you were sitting outside on the fence watching Kwanazi in the KZN in his tiny little corner, you have to watch that video. That's what I'm just gonna leave you in suspense. But back to this video, Shadrack Sibiya versus Patricia Mashale, who has to pay the cost. The question now becomes, there was no time frame allocated when this was supposed to be. Scale B, I guess that's kind of internal jargon. They know how much that is. So it will be quite, and it's not just the legal representative who's getting the cost. Patricia Mashale can also say, yeah, it cost me this much. I wasn't going to work. I was always in court, transportation to court, dun. And she can submit her budget and say, yeah, Shadrack Sibiya, this is my bill. This is my invoice. Very, very interesting position. Very, very interesting position. It will be interesting to see if they will appeal this decision, as I've mentioned before. But if I see anything else interesting, I'll do a separate video. I thought it was interesting. Let me know. You already know how we roll, right? You already know how we roll. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I definitely want to hear from you with regards to the Shadrack Sibiya versus Patricia Mashale judgment, or should I say ruling, that I have just read to you. Do you think this judge is petty? Do you think he has a sense of humor? Do you align with his explanations, or do you disagree? This is a safe space. All comments are welcome. Yeah, they are. Yeah, all comments are welcome. And with that, I wouldn't imagine a troll would watch my video all the way up to here. It would mean they would have to have watched some of the ads, because some of the ads are unskippable. I can't imagine a troll sitting all the way to the end of the video and saying, yeah, she said I could comment. All comments are welcome. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. Please consider becoming a channel member, because I have a surprise for channel members this morning. Make sure you go check it out. Okay, when you hit the custom emojis, you'll see a surprise right there. It is loaded and locked in. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you on the next upload. Bye.